Hey, what's up everyone? Last week was a crazy week. We had Wilder World dropping leaks every single day. Zero is not letting up on the gas. MEOW decided to change where the rewards were going. I was able to meet up with Chris over at Wilder Radio, and all of this happening in FBR while OBR seems to be in chaos. I'm bringing all of this and more with your Metaverse Weekly Update. In Wilder World, it was leaks, leaks, and more leaks. Frank decided to show off a mining rig in No Man's Land, as well as highlight the cube where all crib holders will call home. Ekim decided to show some street side views of Miami as we near closer to super early access. Gobi was showing off why you do not mess with the Wilders with the latest weapon updates. Here we can see new updates with the magazines so that Wilders have to reload fewer amount of times in order to get the forum. Inner Freak and the Avatar team was dropping leaks all week long on the bionics that the Wilders will be able to get their hands on later on this year. Every single one of the Wilders was salivating over every single one of these leaks, and we can see that the team is preparing for war, and they have nothing but success in their sights. Last week, Eris decided to jump in and explain to Wilders why they spend so much time on the rear end of the wheels. The wheels team was explaining that every single Wilder will be spending more time looking at the rear end of a vehicle than the front end of a vehicle. So they wanted to make sure that they got every single rear end right. So that view that we're always going to have, they wanted to make sure that that junk in the trunk was a beautiful sight to behold. There were plenty of Zero updates last week as they are in lockstep with Wilder World as both teams are getting prepared for the big releases that are coming out later on this month. Neo confirmed that all of the information that they outlined in 2024 in the roadmap was the exact blueprint that they used in order to fulfill and to create the simulation. Posting this image demonstrating the intricacies of which it takes in order to innovate and advance within the space. A big shout out to Dom and Shiraz who worked double time last week in helping Wilders with different types of updates and glitches that might have been happening within Zero Messenger. They are always on top of it and always informative, helping out Wilders, making sure that their experience within the app is always at 100%. And we've also got to give our boys White Crow and James a shout out who are always making sure that the codes are in line with the needs of the team. Lefty took time last week to share with the people within the design world his inspiration in trying to make the Wilder World and Zero experience the best it can be. I'm really impressed by his dedication and his willingness to be able to make sure every single point is on par. Everything from the font to the experience of the cursor to how people navigate through each one of the apps. So I really appreciate every single team member's time, especially one that is very front facing like the UI, to make sure they get it right. This week, Zero had some updates. There were some bug fixes and some optimization, as well as there was a new menu on the side where as soon as you click over it, it would expand out for better legibility and understanding what each one of those icons mean. The feed channel was added to iOS where you were able to go in and read the feed. The ability to post in comments or in the feed is not yet available, and that'll be coming soon. There were some screenshots shared earlier this week that showed us that ZID is just around the corner, which got me really excited. It got me so excited that I kind of created my own fake ID, but Lefty noticed that my forgery wasn't that good, and so he was kind enough to give me an even better forged one so I could make sure that no one was going to stop me getting into those VIP rooms. Neo took the time last week in order to remind us of the many things that the teams have already shipped. Things like reading the white paper, using the Zero app, watching the gameplay trailer, and playing Midnight in Miami, which I really appreciate as a long-term thinker because I can see that a lot of us can get really antsy in order to get more information and to have the next latest thing come out as if it's just a merry-go-round of information that is always at your fingertips. We have to understand that they need time in order to create something that is great, and so a good reminder on what we already have, what we can appreciate, and what they're building on is a great reminder for each one of us to be able to appreciate and reach out to a team member and say, hey, thanks, I appreciate all of your hard work. I'm really excited for the next thing that's coming. Neil was kind enough to give us more information about Z-Chain, giving us this new visual of some type of screenshot, as well as letting us know that it is lightning fast. They also let us know that they have an ambitious goal that Z-Chain will hold more transactions than any other chain. This is mind-blowing to consider, but when you think about there being thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of transactions every single day on a metaverse platform, it is within reach. It's just a matter of how the team will get there and the reasons why people will come and gravitate to this open world that will be built on top of Z-Chain. Something that I really loved seeing come from Neo this week is his love and appreciation for every single member of the team. He really spends time to make sure that the people that are doing a great job are recognized for it. And that is a sign for good leadership, because usually leadership gets all of the hardest problems, but they often give the praise to the individuals that are making the vision a reality. And so I really appreciate seeing this come from him and Frank and Phoenix and all the other team leads, showing the great work that all the teams are putting together in order to realize and give us an opportunity to get into super early access. So let's all make sure that we reach out to a team member and thank them for all of their hard work. Not too much happened in the world of MEOW last week, except they decided to change rewards from regular channels to world channels, which really caused a little bit of an uproar where some of our sacred halls were disrupted. We saw a lot of grifters and extractors come in, not really knowing how they would be able to earn MEOW, and started posting in the feed, which didn't do them any good because the rewards were found with communicating within the channels of each of the worlds. The early adopters that understood this were getting anywhere between 2K and 5K MEOW for communicating every single day within those channels, which shows us what the forum is trying to do in taking away all the MEOW from the wilders, as the team works hard to make sure that that MEOW gets in the hands of the right people. Last week within the world of BelsheBits, I had a great opportunity to be able to go and talk with Chris over at Wilder Radio, to be able to share with him what got me interested in Wilder World and Zero, what got me to create content for both of those projects, as well as what I see is coming in 2025 and what currently gets me excited. In addition to supporting community-led events, I had a great opportunity to be able to learn how to code, which was a lot of fun because I had no idea of how to code, and I wanted to take the opportunity to use Grok as an AI and Replit as a process in which to do code and to kind of see the visualization of it. I took the time to be able to prompt Grok into creating something that was kind of influenced by Zero. I had this idea to be able to see all the worlds that are within Zero in a form of like a solar system. And so I made all of these different prompts. There were a lot of things in the beginning that did not look very well. You could tell that what I was explaining Grok to do was not demonstrating or giving me the end results that I wanted. And so I kept just imagining and working with Grok in order to visualize it. And it got me really excited because little by little, the simplification and the idea I had started to come to life until at the very end, I was able to have this kind of 3D look of the worlds that are within Zero, to be able to zoom in, to see them rotating around this core of other worlds, to be able to click in. And as soon as you click in, you would then have that world become the core, and all the members that are within that world would rotate around it. And I just thought that was a lot of fun to be able to take this idea and to be able to use the tool of AI and Grok and use other development tools like Replit in order to visualize it and make it come to life. As I do every single week, I want to take some time in order to highlight some of the hard work that is being done by community members in order to build something within the space. I've noticed some really hard work coming from Low Teen and Miami Times in order to provide a daily briefing of important information that is happening within Wilder World and Zero. It is something that you should definitely get on board. Go over to Miami Times on X and follow them so that you don't miss a thing every single day. I also want to give a shout out to Barry Bubba, who's been bringing to life images from Wilder World with some AI generated videos. These have been a lot of fun. Everything from informational to fun conversations between characters that we may be able to find within Wilder World. There are many Wilders that are doing incredible things within the community. So if you want to make sure that you or someone that you know is recognized, reach out to me and I'll make sure that they get highlighted in the next video. Now this is the part of my video that we're going to talk about some of the interesting things that happened in other worlds. For instance, in the world of crypto, we saw a continual act of dumping people's bags. We saw Bitcoin go down within the 80,000 range, and Ethereum still believes that it's a stable coin and hasn't dropped below 2K. Altcoins have taken deep dives into bear market levels, and in a week where meme coins were deemed collectibles, meme coins decided to just get completely wiped off the table altogether. But don't worry, every single gambler needs to get their fix, so I'm sure the casino will come back and meme coins will still be a thing. But as of right now, pretty much every single one has been decimated. And in the world of Web3 gaming, Off the Grid decided to have an incredible tournament in Las Vegas. Well, that is when they weren't having internet troubles. They also decided to release a new map, and within that new map, I guess the Mexican cartel and Mexican gangs are going to be a part of it, and you're going to be able to run around and be able to get a hex cube. That is, if the gang doesn't kill you first. And along with that, the Wolf DAO decided to have signups for their Wolf token. And in the world that we call Earth, We had Zelenskyy come to the Oval Office and Trump demand respect and JD Vance demand that he say thank you. Whether you agree that there was some disrespect in the Oval Office or you want to participate in some type of war between two nations that hate each other, what we know is this does not cause stability. But it seemed like while we were all distracted with all of that, every single important business was setting up to make sure that they were going to be able to have some type of product within the crypto industry. So if you're worried with what's happening within the world and if World War III is going to happen, I think we're going to be okay within crypto, because while everyone else is trying to share their opinion about what's happening, you have businesses setting up and being prepared for crypto along the way. Just sit tight, hold on to your bags. I'm sure it'll get better next week. But hey, there's good news. The Wilder World and Zero teams continue to build. We even had Ekim release this image that shows the intricacies and difficulties it is to build the simulation in a world like Wilder World. Apparently, it's just as hard to have respect for building a simulation in a metaverse as it is to gain respect in the Oval Office. So hey, everyone's having a hard time out there getting the respect that they deserve. Well, there you have it, Wilders, your weekly update with the things that are happening within the worlds that we love. And don't forget, make sure you subscribe and follow me on X. I would love to have your support.